AITA for publicly calling out my coworker for her weird behavior. I, 22 male, have been working at a fairly new restaurant for about 6 months now. The owners are nice, and the staff get along well since it is a family-owned business and not a part of a corporation. I work in the kitchen along with a few other guys. Let's call the guy on fryer Evan. Fake name Evan was this really kind guy that would go out of his way to help you. Just really great guy in general. He had a heart condition that caused him to have seizures somewhat often, among other things. Last week, Evan unfortunately passed away due to his condition, and the staff owners have been arranging things with Evan's family to help him during this hard time. Evan had passed a few days before his birthday, and one of the servers and Evan had planned to do something together to celebrate it since they'd both be working on his birthday. She had made Evan a cake prior to his death. So on his birthday, all of the staff and family come to celebrate his birthday and life. This is where Fiona comes in. Fake name Fiona is a server that has been working with Evan and myself for a few months now. At the celebration, Fiona was quite upset, understandably, and was inconsolable for most of the time. There was a few words said, mainly by the family, some staff, and by the restaurant owners, but also by Fiona. Her message started off normal until it turned weird. She began talking about how her and Evan were work husband and wife, and how she will miss seeing him every time they work together. The issue was that Evan's fiancé and Fiona's boyfriend were both in attendance. The fiancé obviously was upset from the fact she had lost Evan, but now Fiona saying that she was his work wife at his celebration of life. All of the staff were in shock at this. Fiona was a few drinks deep, and she was a bit of a messy drunk, but no one had expected her to say that after she said this in front of everybody. Another coworker of ours managed to get the mic out of her hands and to head home. Nobody had mentioned it for the rest of the night because of just not knowing how to process her sobbing about missing her work husband. Today though, we had a shift together and we naturally didn't talk that much due to working in different areas of the restaurant. But she had been acting off and still very sad. I had heard from another server that she was still going on about how hard Evan's death has been on here as his work wife and that she should have received time. I'm not too sure why I took it so personally, but I asked her in front of all of the staff that was working, both since it was a busier night, why she was acting like she was his actual wife. She got upset saying I had no right to talk to her like I did, especially about Evan, and that I was a prick. We exchanged some words, then avoided each other for the rest of our shifts. My co-workers are saying that I was unprofessional and shouldn't have said anything to her since everybody was upset about Evan's death and everybody mourns differently. Am I the asshole?